For Meursault's kit, from what I've seen so far, I think this has the potential to be a great burn ID. Okay, so if we notice, his two keywords are burn and bleed mainly. So most of the time, it would be a balanced ID, but it doesn't seem like his bleed infliction is particularly good. I mean, you have one here, one here. You have some burn bleed count, but what this ego has, oh sorry, not this ego, what this ID has, which not a lot of burn IDs have, is a solid, reliable amount of burn count. And then there's also this, which is really nice. Deal burn potency times spore stack, only if it's mat stack, by the way. Divided by X, which is probably gonna be like 3 or something. Wrath damage. That is a lot of damage. But the only thing it does is it deals wrath damage and counts as activating burn, and they lose count. But if there's enough count, which I think this ID will have, do with all the count infliction, it doesn't make a difference. So you're just adding extra wrath damage. And spore stack could hypothetically be higher than the burn ID. But I'm getting ahead of myself. Let's go back. Okay, so mainly it's wrath. We've got one less skill, and we've got two wrath skills, and then we have a evade. Fairly simple skill part. We'll get to the passives are on this page, so we'll get to the status page. That feels weird to say. Okay, warning shot. This is probably going to be a standard. I'm thinking the same as what Rian, uh, Index Nurse Father Yi song was. Okay, deal more damage for every X spore on target. That seems like his main gimmick, spore. And then at max spore round base. Oh yeah, right, because he has actually two forms of ammo. He has spore round buckshot and spore round base. Okay, and then at max spore round base, inflict pierce fragility. Not open some combos, because he does this thing where he reloads. We'll get to that later. But when he reloads, um, he loses SP, I believe, and then he gains all this. So when you use that, you could inflict pierce fragility, and then go straight to the skill 3. Because then he'll have enough of the spore round and spore round buckshot. Okay, so it seems like his main goal right here is to try to maintain sanity. But so far, this is just a fairly simple one. Spend base spore round, and then to get potency for bleed and burn. Gain coin power. This is very nice because if you have other IDs that can maintain the burn potency, yeah. And we have buckshot. Deals less damage against sub targets. Okay, so this is gonna gain attack weight. This might have like 3 attack weight, probably. Oh, so okay, so these two have extra attack weight probably because they have the buckshot round. Okay, and then deal less damage against sub targets. Deal more damage if for every X spore on the target. If I believe this is main target, no, maybe it's not. If the main target has X burn plus speed, gain coin power. Okay. Unit has loyalty pheromone. I'm not entirely sure. This says gain clash power. Convert the number equal to loyalty. Okay, so this is like unlock for some reason. Convert coins equal to loyalty into unbreakable coins, beginning with the final coin. So it'll go backwards. I assume they have like 3 of these. 3 loyalty pheromone at most. At X or fewer spore round base, reload germination. Why is it base? Maybe it'll be like 3 because isn't there a mechanic in his passive that has to do with reloads? Anyways, okay. Now let's go to his skill 3. It's another Rascal. Field test, Dust Spark. Deal more damage based on excess attack weight based on actual target. Probably like a 10% increase. And then for every X spore on the target. I'm thinking Spore could be anywhere between 20 and 30 right now from the figures they're giving out. Just a guess. It's probably going to be similar to Petals in a way for Ryoshi's Walpurgisnacht I.D. Okay. At fewer than X Spore round base, consume SP to gain Spore round base. How many Spore round base does he have? He has 3 Spore round base. So 3 or maybe 4 because the buckshot round. Who knows? Gain full coin power for every X burn plus bleed on the main target. The unit has loyalty pheromone, gain clash power. Turn, okay, more unbreakable coins. And the thing is, since the last coin is base unbreakable, I'm thinking, yeah, this probably has a max stack of 3. This is probably going to be 3 again. Reload germ. Okay, so he's forced to, yeah, so this is, you're almost building up to this, probably. Let me change this so it's more clear real quick. Okay. And then, okay, we have burn, bleed. Ooh. Here's a big one. Deal less damage against sub-targets. Okay, because this is the buckshot round. This coin deals more damage for every X loyalty pheromone. Probably 3. Or, no. 2, 1, 2 maybe. Who knows? Target spores at max stack to activate the following. Wrath damage. Oh yeah, we've been over this effect. Spore expires. I did not read that earlier. Okay, so yeah, this really is a final attack. A final. We have inflict burn count and bleed count. So basically restarting after that. Okay, the evade, reload, germination. Wow, he reloads quite a lot. I'm thinking maybe he might have like 6. Who knows? Then it can't consume too much SP. Otherwise, he'll just be like constantly trying to gain SP back. Gain coin. Okay, I'll get to my concerns later. Gain coin power for every X burn plus bleed on the attacker. Oh, that's good actually. On evade use. Oh, okay. Might have solo potential here. Oh wait, no, it's on use. Okay. Heal HP. That's nice actually. Yeah, so just gets a free HP heal. He's probably gonna be a glass cannon then. Has loyalty pheromone. Heal an additional 8x HP for every Y stack. Probably every 2 stack. I don't know, because then it might be 3. I don't know, maybe 1 or 2. Who knows? It might be an additional, like, I don't know. They might turn it into a percentage wise in the final ID. Begin encounter with Spore round base and Spore on buckshot. It doesn't say it's the same amount, though. It might be slightly different. Like, they might have a less amount of this because it's used less, I think. Yeah, it's used less because this is used 4 and this is used 5, so it might have less of them. Inflict X4, inflict X4. Yeah, so this is for, you could use that for the ring IDs, I suppose. Before coin use of a coin that spends Spore on buckshot, if this unit does not have Spore on buckshot, consume X XP. Probably not too much, like 5 at most. And why Spore on buckshot? To gain Spore on buckshot. If this unit runs out of Spore around mid-skill, cancel all subsequent coins and reload germination. So, okay. Yeah, we'll get to the reload germination later. Against targets with Spore, inflict the following effects on kill. Multiply inflicted by X. Yeah. Kill base attacks. Gain Spore rounds. Oh. Okay, so you gain the rest of the Spore round. Nice. These two are going to be the ego resources. These two right here. Ally Pierce base attack skill, and the set ally heals X times HP dealt with the attack HP. That's a really nice That's a really good support passive, actually. It's gonna be a resonance though. Might be a wrath resonance. Whoa, that's nice. Although I think there's not too many pierce skills. It's mostly blunt and slash. Okay, let's move on to the next page to get a good idea of what everything else is. Okay, here we are on the effects page. I won't spend too long on this. Okay, Spore, and this is what I think would make him a really good ID. Gain burn count for every X stack. So he's really reliable count-wise. So he could be very good, especially for Magic Bullet Otis. So if you get her during the Walpurgisnacht, I think there's some good synergy there. Gain bind. Whoa, that is actually game changing. Whoa, because he's slow. He slows it down, and then makes clashing easier. There's just no downsides to bind. Oh, and okay, he's definitely has got solo potential now. Okay, loyalty pheromone. I don't think we figure out how to get this. We're gonna go back to the page to figure it out. Loyalty pheromone. Turn and gain protection, haste, and class power up based on stack. Yeah, this is just buffs almost. Oh, protection. That's nice. And haste, so it'd get faster, I guess. Why not? Unique. Okay, we've got spore round base and spore round buckshot. For the base spore rounds, I mean, they're the exact same. They inflict X spore. It's probably the same amount too. Just this one has to do with it more attack weight. Okay, this we knew. This is potential. And here's his main gimmick: reloading. Effect applied to spore round. Consume X minus sum of spore round divided by YSP. Reset both spore round base and spore round buckshots to 0 stacks and gain them up to max stacks. Okay, so though you want to have more spore rounds when you reload, hypothetically, because then it does. Say you have max, then you will consume less SP. So you want to have more when you reload, and there's plenty of conditionals to get him to reload, so that works as well. Okay, let's go back to the regular page and just do this now that we know that. Okay, I want to take a look at his evade. Reload germination. Is there anything? Okay, here's loyalty pheromones. I missed this part. When targets with spore killed, gain loyalty pheromones. That's how you gain it. But regardless, let's go to the spore germination. Reload germination. So, what if? Wow. Okay. What if instead of evade to skill 3, it was to go to skill 3 to evade? Because then you could avoid. You really don't want to run out. That is why he does this, because he doesn't want to run out. And this does reload germination after attack. So you could also do this as well. I think either way works, because after you reload, yes, he has less SP, but he could gain the SP from clashing if he's at high already. So let's say he goes from his skill 1 to evade to heal HP, and then it can go into a skill 3. You could just loop this for a little bit. Hypothetically, it could just be a loop. This could just loop for a little bit. Let me put that in green actually. Yeah, but this could loop for a little bit if there's enough skill 3s on the dashboard, because that is probably the ideal way to conserve as much SP as possible compared to just doing it regularly. Okay, and then I'm not entirely sure how to place this into the kit, because it has to do with the buckshots, right? But he reloads before he Oh, it's attack end. So probably a couple or a fewer. This said something about if he consumes enough buckshot, it goes into the spore rounds. So maybe you want to avoid reloading here, because then that loses SP. Yeah, no, that would make sense. Yeah. Might want to avoid this right here. So by that, you could really do a lot of things. Evade has a lot of potential to go into these skills right here. Let me make this in green. We could also go this way. And then at the end of this, if you have, ideally you want to reload as much as possible, because although he'll be losing SP quite frequently, he can clash that back real quick. Whereas compared to if he loses SP all in one go, it might not be the best idea for his overall just like long playing game, especially in like just one focused encounter with one enemy. Might not be ideal. So okay, this is the rotation I'm thinking. First time you use him, you want to get him to max SP, and then after that, use an evade to reload. Yeah, that might work. Okay, so use warning shot. The ideal rotation would be to use warning shot, use an evade, or use warning shot a couple times. Maybe like twice. Maybe like twice. Who knows? Twice, and then go to the evade, and then after using the evade, this is the first time around. Then after using the evade, go back and whoops. Go back and use his skill 2. And then from his skill 2, oh wait, I already have that. That's fine. Okay, then use his skill 2. And after using the skill 2, you could do two things. You could either keep using skills, so let's just identify it like that. Keep using skills, or you could go back to the evade and then go to this skill 3, or you could do a skill 1 first and then to the skill 3. I think there's a lot of different, like the Ryoshi ID, there's a lot of different combos that can be made as long as the ammo is used well. If you're reloading well enough and you keep him at like a constant 35 SP, that's probably when he's at his best. Maybe don't rely on him to clash so much as doing damage. Alright, let's move on to the Sinclair. You go.